Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned. Hello, guys, welcome to Global Happenings today. We have a trending news here for you. And the headline of the news reads: Northern governors move against President Buhari as plot to render him politically unuseful. Marafa says. All right, but before we go on with details of the news, we'd like to encourage you to please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button below, and then a bell icon will pop up. Click it also so that you can get notification anytime we publish videos on YouTube. All right, let's go straight to the news.
Former Zamfara State Senator Kabe Marafa has alleged that some governors of the All Progressive Congress (APC) loyal to Abdulaziz Yari, immediate past governor of the state, are working to ensure that President Muhammad Buhari and his loyalists are edged out of the party structure ahead of 2023. Speaking with journalists in Zamfara, Marafa warned that those governors who he did not identify were determined to render Buhari politically irrelevant ahead of 2023 election. He said it is evident that the plot to unseat Comrade Adams Oshiomhole by a gang of President Buhari's adversaries has thickened. This plot is merely aimed at hijacking the party structures and handing it over to Yari, who till now is the arrowhead of all the people that harbor a lot of bitterness against the president. The governors, in concert with their cronies within and outside the party, are doing everything possible to hijack the party structures to ensure that the president and his sympathizers are edged out of power equation in 2023. Yari and his co-travelers' talk in trade is treachery and backstabbing. The earlier the president and his men realize it and act accordingly, the better for them and the party itself. Remember 2003, when the president and his party, the ANPP, lost the general elections? While the president and his men were nursing the wound of losing the election, one of the ANPP governors, now a major pillar of Yari's support and collaborator, was cited on national television cutting PDP victory cake in the villa. That is how all of them are. All these mechanizations are geared towards hijacking the party or bouncing back to relevance. And once that is done, the party's future is doomed. President Buhari should buckle up to save the party from falling into the hands of his adversaries in his own best interest of the party and that of the nation in general. The party is built on justice, equity, and fairness, and that will surely be eluded if the likes of Yari are allowed to succeed. Make no mistake, sir, those asking for Oshiomhole's head today are actually looking for your jugular, he said.
All right, thank you very much. There had been a lot of tussle in APC fairly recently, and the bottom line is they are requesting for Adam Oshiomhole to be hoisted out as the national chairman of APC. And it's not just something that is very far away from him. Right from his hometown already, we know, Yari, they're bringing Yari into the whole issue, but the truth is already they are trying to see how they can push him out. And, pushing out Adam Oshiomhole is not really, for me, I believe that Buhari's relevance in politics is almost over. Let's be very truthful. His relevance is almost over because he's not going to contest election again. And the typical Buhari that we know is a man who would like to get back his rest after all this toiling and, everything, because if there was anything that was most important to Buhari was for him to get his first and second term, which he has gotten. So if he doesn't have any third term agenda, the next step will be for him to go to Douala and continue with his cow business. And anybody who feels that he's relevant can go there and meet him. Don't forget that the Buhari that we are talking about here, to some extent, he is influential in APC, but the truth is, immediately he's out and another president takes over, he will be overly irrelevant. Nobody will really place him as, and the only person who may try to still make him relevant, which nobody really know what is in his mind, is Adam Oshiomhole. He's the only person that will say, oh, there should be due consultation with the president and all of that. But this Adam Oshiomhole that we are talking about, whether they're trying to underestimate the relevance of the Buhari and all of that, one must be very objective looking at this issue. Why I'm not going to stand with Marafa is, number one, Adam Oshiomhole is a very sentimental person. Sentimental in the sense that there is no fairness in his dealing. All what Adam Oshiomhole is overly interested in is personal interest, how much he's going to get out from whatever transaction is political transaction is going to engage in. What are you going to promise me, and all of that. And everybody knows that if he's going to be there in that position, to some extent, I can say that the future of a man like Siwaju Bola Tinubu in APC is certain, because both of them have been working hand in hand for as long as now, and we've not had any form of squabble, any form of issues between both of them. And that is what the Northerners are trying to fight against. That is what the likes of El-Rufai, Northerners, I'm not talking about the generality of the North, but I'm talking about those, the elite who have political intentions for 2023. They are trying to put him to rest, to kick him out of that position, so that when they are now, taking a move, and nobody will be able to hinder them. Don't forget also that one of the things that the Northerners are fond of doing is to, during periods of elections like this, is for them to install their own person. Because I know the North, for one thing, if their own person is being installed into that position as the national chairman via election, because normally theirs is always mostly via election, and I can assure you that they will have more people to vote in the election than any other person in the party. So by the time they have an opportunity, like, they were going to fix in their own Northerner, and when their Northerner comes on board, there is no way Siwaju Bola Tinubu will have the power of handling the ticket of APC. That's presidential aspirants for PDP for APC come 2023. So I even personally now, I believe, I'm preempting now, that if anything should happen and at the end of the day they kick out Adam Oshiomhole from that position, the first thing that will happen is that the Southwesterners may start starting up another party, or maybe liaising with another party, where they will bring up one person as their own representative. And I'm so sure of that. If anything happens that Adam Oshiomhole is kicked out, they know that their stay in APC is short-lived. That one is certain, because there is no way a Northerner will come into that position and will select the likes of this. But it's only here in the South where a Southerner will secure a position of a national president, and at the end of the day, a Northerner will come in. As far as it's going to be a Northerner that will be as the national president, there is no way, national chairman of any party, there is no way that they can front a Southerner or even a Westerner to come and take over that position. So now the fear is Adam Oshiomhole here is more interested in his pocket. But another thing too, which is most important, is for the Westerners to succeed, they need to still keep him there if they want to still enjoy that position.
Well, for me, I know that it's just a matter of time. All this will eventually play out. But the issue of them trying to move against one another, it's actually expected, being that some Northerners also have the idea, they also want to rule, even if they are not endorsed by the president himself. Yari in question, has not declared his stand if he wants to rule, but no one does such permutation and reaction in politics if he does not have a personal interest. So for him and his cohorts to be doing this, they have their personal interest. Maybe just like what happened the last election, where the likes of the governor of Sokoto, Tambowa, came out that minute to declare that he wants to be the president of Nigeria. From the beginning, he didn't declare his stand. He kept quiet. towards the tail end, he now declared it. So some of them may not come on immediately to declare their stand. They may come in towards the tail end, But what they do is they try to do their background studies to remove all the loopholes so that when they declare their stand, everything come into play. But be that as it may, if these politics they are trying to play, it may work in favor for the Southwest if they end up shooting themselves in the leg. How do I mean? If at the end of the day, El-Rufai, goes against the likes of Yari, but what if Yari and El-Rufai actually working hand in hand together to see how they will remove Oshiomhole? Because once Oshiomhole is out of the picture as the chairman, then that means they are going to put their person that's another in, then they begin to fix the permutations and reaction. But if Oshiomhole for any reason leaves that seat, that means Tinubu should start thinking of something else to do, because Oshiomhole may be his background as well as Buhari, so that he can be like a political godfather. Where if Oshiomhole is still there, for you to get your endorsement, he may tell you, look, go meet Buhari, the incumbent, and let him endorse you. Yes. But if Oshiomhole is no more there, then why should we meet Buhari for endorsement? He's not. We don't need him. We need the person who is in charge. Should be the person you should meet for endorsement, and that does not speak well going forward, because it's going to bring a lot of enmity in the camp. Already, APC is already divided in caucus. This more is going to break it even much more. Don't forget, some weeks back, in fact, days and weeks into these 2019 elections, when Buhari won the elections, there are a lot of pictures and videos started going around where they pictured flag bearers 2023 ahead of time, where Oshiomhole quickly debunked it and said it is the hands of the enemies of the party, where Adams Oshiomhole happened to be the vice president of 2023 elections, and Tinubu was the president in those flags. I saw them in my eyes. Now the challenge that Oshiomhole debunked it very quickly, that is not coming from his camp, is the enemy that is doing this. But what we know for sure about Oshiomhole is a politician that does things first for himself first. So for him to be fighting ground tooth and nail to see that he still remains relevant, that means there's something for him to gain. What we don't know, but I know time will tell and expose all.
All right, thank you very much. Please go to our comment section. Let us interact. What do you think about the allegation that this Marafa has put up against Yari? Do you think that if Adam Oshiomhole is kicked out of that position, that Buhari will be very useless to APC?